Most bathroom remodelers try Facebook ads once, they get nothing, and then they give up. This strategy I'm about to show you made us $31,000 in the first month with only about $680 spent on ads. And I'm gonna show you absolutely everything in this video so that you don't have to figure it out yourself. It all starts with a good campaign setup. As you know, Facebook ads work in layers. You've got the campaign layer on top, and then you have the ad set layer, which is the group that's gonna store the last layer, which is the ad layer. And that's gonna be your actual ad creative video or picture. First thing you need to do is to go on adsmanager.facebook.com, and then you're gonna click on create. This is gonna be a leads campaign. You're gonna click continue, and here are those three layers that we're talking about: new leads campaign, and then a new leads ad set, and then a new leads ad. The way I like to name my campaigns is just service leads campaign. So in this case, it would be bathroom leads campaign. As you can see, I already have a few in here. At the campaign level, the only thing that you need to modify is gonna be deciding between campaign budget, which is distributing your budget across all the ads and all the ad groups. And if Facebook sees that one of them is performing better, it'll automatically allocate more money towards that specific ad group. And the second option is ad set budget, which is what I recommend you do. And it's just gonna give you more control, which is being able to determine how much money you actually wanna spend per ad group. And this will all make sense in a second. Next, you're gonna go to the ad set level. When you're running ads, there's different sorts of ads that you can do. You can either do bathroom video ads, you can do before and after pictures, you can do carousels, which is the ad that we actually ran for this campaign that got us 2 jobs in the first month of running it, both of them totaling around $31,000 in jobs. So here at the ad set level, the only things that you need to focus on is the conversion location, which is where are people going to go once they click on your ad. You really got 2 options only. You can either send people to a website where they're gonna fill out a form that you create, give you their information, and see anything else that you want them to see, or you can send people to a Facebook form or Instagram form, which is a native survey that's going to keep people on the app. It's going to be easier to fill, and you're going to get more leads that way. Now, more leads doesn't always mean better. Usually the less resistance that you add in your campaigns, the more leads you're going to get, but the less qualified they're going to be. And the more resistance you add, the more hoops you make them jump through, the less leads you're going to get, but each one of those leads is going to be more qualified and more ready to buy. Both options can work. If this is your first time running ads, I recommend you start with the instant forms. So you're going to click on single down here and then click instant forms. And then you're going to select your Facebook page right here. You're going to keep this performance goal, keep this the same. You're gonna go to your ad budget. In terms of how much money you want to spend, it really depends on how many clients you want to get, right? In this specific campaign where we're spending $50 a day, I recommend you start with something lower, like $20 or even $30 a day if you don't have a lot of budget. I wouldn't go below 20 to 30 though, because the results you're gonna get are just gonna be very slow. And the more money you give to Facebook, the easier it is for them to actually put that ad in front of people and then track how they react, and then use that data to be able to find the people that are actually going to respond to your ad and have a chance to become clients of yours. So really $30 to $50 a day is a good spot to start. So what you would do here is see how many ads you want to create. I recommend starting with a batch of like 3 different ad types that you can test. This can be one video that you record where you're just like, hey guys, I do bathrooms. If you want an amazing bathroom, reach out. Something a little better than that, but you get the point. And then a before and after picture, and then a carousel of a job that you just finished. And then if you want to spend $30 a day and you have 3 different ad types that you want to test, then I would split it into $10 for one ad set, $10 for the other one, and $10 for the third one, right? So if that was the case, I would just come here and then be like $10. And then you're gonna keep going. Nothing else really to touch here. If I was recording this video 2 or 3 years ago, I would actually tell you the exact targeting to do, what interests to select, what audiences to test. But nowadays, Facebook is just so smart and it has so much data on us that really you don't really have to touch anything else other than the location here. So you're gonna go to location. Right now it says Canada, but you're gonna type wherever you live. Let's just say Los Angeles. And then you're gonna click on where it says city. Make sure you remove the one that was previously here. And then you're gonna be able to adjust your range, right? In terms of how far you want Facebook to show your ad to. And then you keep going. And for placements, I would just click on show more settings. And then it's gonna give you an option to leave advantage plus on, which is giving Facebook full control. I would not do that. I would click on more settings and then go down here where it says platforms. And then I would not select audience network. I don't even know what that is. And I would just leave Instagram and Facebook on, and then keep going to the ad layer, which is where the actual ad is going to be created, right? Once you're here, I would actually name the ad that you're doing just so you're able to keep track. In this example, I named this one Carousel 2. You go down here and then it'll let you pick between a single image or video or a carousel. In this case, I click carousel. You're gonna go down here, ignore that, and then it'll actually create each card. And the way we do it is just grab the 5 to 10 best pictures for that specific bathroom job and then just put them over here. Headline, I would just do your offer. Quick intro on offers. offers. An offer is not a discount, it's not a free thing. An offer is really just the way your company is positioned overall. I have talked about this in other videos, but pretty much every single thing that people are going to get from the experience of working with you that they're not necessarily going to get everywhere else. So this is your guarantees. How often are you going to communicate? How clear are you going to communicate? How clean are you going to leave the job site when you're actually doing the job? And then when it comes to ads, I do lead with some sort of offer. I try to stay away from discounts, but I have made them work before, and it really depends on how the rest of your branding is positioned. If everything else looks established and a little bit more modern and polished and authentic, and you have a bunch of team pictures and stuff, then you can get away with running some discounts. But if you don't have a lot of social proof yet, if you don't have a lot of reviews, if you don't have a lot of things like that, I would stay away from discounts, because that is just going to add on the perception that people are going to have about your company. And then you're going to start getting people that are going to try to lowball you and just get a price out of you, but not really consider working with you. So you can stick with doing something like a free consultation, which is never fails, or a free 3D design like we're doing in this case. Now, carousels only let you add a headline and a description, but for image and video ads, they're going to actually let you add like a primary text where you're going to be able to expand yourself on. The way we like to do it there is actually list some of the things that they're going to get by working with us that they're not going to get by working with anybody else. Here's an example real quick so you can get an idea. Attention, people in Edmonton, we're looking for this many bathrooms. This is just a style that we test along with a more authentic, less salesy angle, but sometimes this crushes. And then easy stress process from start to finish, locally owned, top rated. We've got 5 stars. We've got a 1-year labor warranty, and then bonus offer available this month. And then whatever bonus we were offering on top of that, on that offer, right? So coming back to here, you're going to click the call to action. I like to do either learn more or get quote. In this case, I did get quote. For get quote, usually you get a slightly more people, but you might get some price shoppers too. I would just test both of them. Both of them are able to crush. Now for the actual form, these are some of the questions that we like to ask. Again, the more questions you add, less leads you're going to get, but they're going to be more qualified. The less questions, more leads, less qualified. I usually ask what part of the bathroom they want to do, what style they're going for. That one's not really as important. What's their timeline? And then just an open-ended question where they can just type a little bit more about their project. And you'll see that the more qualified people are actually going to expand themselves on here. And the least qualified people that just want to know a price are just going to type in like a period or like bathroom. So it gives you a better idea. And also I make them manually type in their phone number, because by default, Facebook has the autofill turned on. And sometimes a lot of people have their old phone numbers registered in their Facebook accounts that they've had for like 10 years, and they don't even use that number anymore. So you'll just end up not being able to actually contact these leads. And this is a good workaround for that. If you make them manually type it out, and it's a little bit more friction, which means they're going to be a little bit more qualified, the people who actually do that, right? And once you add the primary text on top of your carousel, this is what the final ad is going to look like. And that's it for the campaign. We spent around $680 on this specific ad. We got about 35 to 40 leads. Out of those, we got like 15 appointments, but only like 11 or 12 were qualified. And then we have closed 2 jobs from those so far and are still in talks with the other 9. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you need help setting something up like this, you can click the first link in the description. If you have any questions about this whole setup, you can just leave them in the comments. You can give it a like if you want more tutorials or more strategies for different services. If you like the video, you can give it a thumbs up. I appreciate you for sticking to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.